Hello, this is Todd Hubbs, agricultural economist at the University of Illinois. Today I'm talking about my weekly outlook for October 8th, ending stocks moving higher for corn and soybeans. Basically, in this weekly outlook post, I'm discussing where the 17-18 ending stocks and consumption numbers went after the September 1st stocks reports and what I'm looking forward to on Wednesday with the WASDE report and what I expect to happen to the corn and soybean supply and use tables. On this slide, what I'm showing you is the September projections for the 2017-18 and 2018-19 marketing year in the WASDE report, and then what I think might happen in the October report due out this Wednesday. We've basically got a lot of information in since September report, the final export numbers, we've got the final ethanol crush numbers, and we've seen what the final stocks numbers were. And what I'm expecting is a quite large adjustment in feed residual for the 17-18 marketing year due to the 2.14 billion bushels of carryout estimated in September 1st stocks reports. Overall, we saw a little over 5.6 billion bushels of ethanol use, and by my calculations, about 2.44 billion bushels of ethanol use. So that means that the feed residual number has to be revised down substantially. As we move forward to what the 18-19 marketing year projections may be, I've lowered yield some. I know I'm in a minority. I'm still sort of a believer that maybe that 181.3 is a little too high, and I've adjusted the harvested acreage a little bit to get a total supply of 16.9. When we look out for feed and residual use, I think they might revise them down based off the miss they had last year. And if you look over the last three marketing years, and I'll discuss this in the next slide, the September forecast for feed and residual for a marketing year ended up being about over 150 million bushels larger than the final number over the last 3 years. I think I've heard some people say ethanol might go up. I don't think they'll move it. If they do, I think they might have to move it down, and I'll talk about that in a future post. Exports might come up a little. We've been seeing strong export numbers early in the marketing year, and all in all, I think we're going to see about a 1.85 to 1.9 billion ending stocks to use, and I don't think they'll adjust the average price very much. As I mentioned in the previous slide, feed and residual use projections by WASDE have been a bit high early in the marketing year over the last few years. What you're seeing here is the September projection early in the marketing year and what the final number was. So these numbers are September less the final, and as you can see over the last 4 marketing years, the September projection's been high, and on average the last 3 we've seen a revision down or over 150 million bushels if they do revise feed and residual down like I think they will. There is no real good pattern over a long time. You see late in the aughts they were missing high, and then after the drought year they were missing a little bit low, but we've seen it building over the last 4 years. They tend to be missing feed and residual high early in the marketing year. Now I think there's something fundamental going on with feed use. This is not just a residual component phenomenon, and we'll see as we move into the October WASDE report if they do end up revising it down. Soybean ending stocks for 17-18 came in at 438 million bushels, which led to a revision in production for the 2017 year. Final yield rate got raised 0.2 bushels per acre to 49.3 for a total production of 4.411 billion bushels. I think the crush numbers and the export numbers that WASDE had in place were pretty much right on the button. You're going to see seed and residual revised down to meet the 438 million bushel ending stock. I don't see price changing that much. We look forward to 18-19. I think we're going to see a yield probably at 53 or above, and I think that's in the offing. I've revised down harvested acres a little bit. This might be a little bit optimistic, but with some of the weather we've seen recently, I think that may be the case. We'll find out as the FSA numbers come out later this month. All in all, I think the use categories are going to stay stable, so we're looking at an ending stocks number of about 900 million bushels. They may adjust the price of nickel, but I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. They may also adjust crush, but I think these use numbers are going to be pretty stable or pretty close to where they come out in the October WASDE report. Overall, we're seeing ending stocks build getting higher for both corn and soybeans in the 18-19 marketing year. At our current prices for corn and soybeans, very tight margins are projected in 2019, particularly with producers with high land costs. So, under the current supply scenario, we're going to need to see a significant increase in demand or a production shortfall, particularly in South America, or a large acreage shift in the U.S. to strengthen prices significantly. When you're thinking about marketing out there, I know a lot of people are thinking about storing. The current carry really doesn't support commercial storage, but if you're doing on-farm storage, there is a carry play there. I'd like to thank you for your time. As always, you can find my weekly outlook and daily analysis of issues related to Corn Belt farm economics at farm.daily.illinois.edu. I look forward to seeing you around the state of Illinois.